What are you doing, chick chick? Huh, chick chick? Lucy, what do you see? Look, huh? What do you see, Lucy? Lucy? Huh? What do you see? Let's see, I'm gonna take him around here. Come Lucy, Lucy. What do you see? Huh? What do you see, Lucy, Lucy? She said that big old black bird come out of there. I didn't know what that was.
She says, I'm not used to that. Are you scared of that chicken? When he come out, she run, didn't she?
He took right to that water.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't sure about that.
What, Lucy? You're a bad dog.
You're a bad dog, ain't you? I think they said it's a cross between the black astrolop and the light Brahma. It's got both of them in it. It's not a pure breed black astrolop. It's got the light Brahma and the black astrolop in it together.
He's pretty. He's got the blue feathers in his tail and everything. And him and the cheeky chicks got along.
Oh, they got along perfect when you put them in there. They, no problem whatsoever.
And Lucy's been okay with the chicken. She just don't know about that black one.
Yeah, she knows there's a different one in there. Good morning, everybody. Out here this morning, me and Ms. Wanda, kind of doing a little bit of a walk around of everything we got going on, trying to see where we're at with everything. Haven't had any rain in weeks, so we've been getting ready to water this morning. And I told Ms. Wanda, I said, I'm gonna try something. Back in 2012, after my former wife had passed away, I went out to my mother and father's to help take care of them because they were falling and getting elderly. And while I was there, I kept their yard mowed for them. Well, my lawnmower at that time had a bagger on the back of it, and I would take the grass clippings and I'd pile them up like this in a pile behind their house back there. And one day I said, you know what, I'm going to try something. I took some watermelon seeds back there and I stuck them around the edges of that grass. We grew more watermelons than we knew what to do with from them 3 plants. Well, I have this, I don't know if you call it compost or what you call it, but it's out from under the bottoms of my round bales of hay. When my bales of hay sit on the ground, the bottom 2 to 3 inches of them rot sitting on the ground. And when I get ready to put them out for the cows, I cut the netting on the side, take my tractor, pick it up in the air. Well, that slides out the bottom into a pile. So I told Wanda I had this pile way over yonder on the other side of the property. I said, I'm going to bring it out here and put it beside our container garden here. And we had already 3 Crimson Sweet watermelons come up in little solo cups. And I told her, I says, I'm going to take them 3 watermelons and I'm going to come out here, and I got one planted like right here. I got one of them like right here.
That one's doing good.
That one's doing good. And then I got one on the other side over yonder. It's kind of hidden over there a little bit. I got it on that side. And we got these wax myrtles and yopons and all that stuff growing here that we use that as a buffer from the cold wind, and it helps block the sun off of the container garden and everything, because you don't need full sun anymore in gardening. I said, I'm going to bring them and put them here, and I don't care if this grows up out in here. It doesn't bother me. The watermelon vines, if they'll run out here, I said, I just want to see. Now, there's no fertilizer. None whatsoever. Now, I may come back, because this is just rotted hay, I may sprinkle a little lime on the top of it and wet it in. That'll be it. We're going to see what this does. I want you guys to, I want y'all to continue to stay with us on this one. I'm curious, how well will a watermelon plant do with no fertilizer, just rotted hay and a little bit of lime sprinkled on the top of it to help, you know, get it breaking down and sweeten it up a little bit. And let's just see how this does. Guys, we're out here. This is our container garden. This Wanda, I was fixing to water it, and she told me, she said, I watered that yesterday morning. I was like, oh, okay. So I can put the water hose down. But I want you to look. This is the Cherokee yellow wax beans in the containers. We've got a really good stand. The freeze that we had 2 weeks ago got some of them that was coming up. Y'all remember I had the red solo cups covering up most of them. I went back and had to replant some after the freeze, and they're just now, like little ones right here, they're just now starting to pop up because the freeze killed the others. And we got, there's one right there just now I had to replant. So I'm looking to get pretty much 100% stand off of this. And look how good they're doing, aren't they? And a lot of people go, oh, they're yellow looking. Well, this is the Cherokee yellow wax bean. It's a bush bean now. It's not a pole bean. It's supposed to be this color. Because there for a long time, I'm like, man, what do I need to add to the soil? Because this is, and then I realized this is the color of the bean. It don't matter what you put in the soil. It stays this yellowish green look to it. So the blackberries, look at this. This thing is loaded, guys. Look at how many berries are on this thing. We are going to be doing something new with the berries this year. Wanda and I drug out something that we thought we had lost. We've been going back into my former wife that passed away with cancer. We had a champion juicer that I bought for her years ago. And Wanda and I have started doing a little bit of juicing again. We drug that thing out, finally found it. We thought we'd given it away or something, but we finally found it, drug it out. We've been juicing some organic carrots and organic apples and some ginger and stuff like that, drinking it. And I love the Freedom blackberries, but the one thing that bothered me about them was the big seeds that were in them. So this year, when we get these berries, we're going to actually try to run them through that juicer and see if we can get just the blackberry juice and not get all them little seeds in it. You know, that's an experiment this year. But this is the I call it a wild plum. It's very invasive. We have them over at our other property, and if you don't keep them mowed off, they just keep going and coming up and going and coming up, you know. And they make a little plum about this big around that's kind of a yellowish orange tint to it, like the old-fashioned wild ones used to be. I think people call these a Chickasaw wild. I'm not 100% sure on that part of it, but I do know it's a wild plum. And we do have our collards here. Now, me and Ms. Wanda the other day, we came out here and we pulled off all the bottom leaves off of here, and the good ones we kept, and the bad ones we fed to the chickens. And I want you to know, she made a pound of cornbread from the Danny corn. Whoo! That was some good eating there now. And I'm pretty sure, I'm looking at this right now, we're probably fixing to take some more of them off. And just, I mean, because these are really nice leaves. And the thing about collards is, collards don't mind, they don't mind the heat as much as others of your brassicas do. They'll continue to go well into the heat, and they'll continue to make. Now I will admit, I haven't been fertilizing these. I fertilized this pot when I first put these out, and I haven't been back to fertilize them again. So the leaves are not gigantic leaves, you know, so they are still edible though. And we don't have any this time, I don't believe, that we're gonna have to throw away. I think all of them this time, we got all the bad ones last time, and you can look, you can be kind of rough with collards. You don't have to worry about them. You're not gonna hurt them. They are fantastic. And it looks like a lot now, but to be honest with you, it ain't that much, because Miss Wanda cuts the stems and all that out of them. So there we go. Got a nice little
Bouquet
there. Collard leaves. This will keep them producing some leaves. We'll get a good pound of cornbread with that. And you know what would go good with that would be, if we had some of them, be some of them Fuji jalapenos would go good with that. Maybe some crackling cornbread. How about that? How about crackling cornbread?
I got some jalapenos. I can make some cheese poppers.
Okay. Okay. We may have to go that route then.